on a night that was supposed to change pro wrestling forever, the game-changing night, making a national broadcast on Saturday nights at 8 p.m., which is going directly against independent competition. CM Punk has returned to the AEW audience to do what CM Punk does, and that's cut a CM Punk promo that was laced with backstage revealings in a public light, taking shots at the Young Bucks and all the soft wrestlers that everybody roots for, because that's what CM Punk does best. He shoots from the hip. His match, teaming up with FTR against Nemesis from Ring of Honor years and years ago, Samoa Joe and Juice Robinson and Switchblade Jay White. This is a fantasy booking match at the very best. The match was absolutely plagued with picture-in-picture. It was just consistent picture-in-picture and picture-in-picture and picture-in-picture. But this is the first time that Jay White gets a main event. And what a main event that is. He gets a main event with Samoa Joe. He gets a main event with CM Punk, FTR, Juice Robinson. Some may say he's riding the coattails of Jay White. If he is, then great. He's in a main event too. CM Punk is the same CM Punk that we've always known, who just wants a reaction from the fans. And tonight he reveals that. He tells everybody, he says, boo me, cheer for me, love me, hate me. I am who I am because I'm going to be who I've always been, and you're going to get what you always got. How many times do we need to see a CM Punk promo against the establishment? When the guy in charge, Tony Khan, brought him back and handed him a show and said, you know what? I can't get you to work well with the elite, so you're going to get your own show. The market share is going to prove good or bad. Now, potentially, Collision could be the highest rated show of the week. It makes sense. CM Punk is a draw. But let's see what it does 2 weeks from now. Let's see what it does a month from now. If Collision becomes the best aired show that AEW has, then that's a very big problem, because Dynamite is the flagship show. Rampage is the extra show that comes directly after SmackDown. So already the wrestling fan, the WWE fan, is into their third hour of wrestling, which who knows if they have the stamina for that. Okay, and that's 1 hour. And it's also plagued with picture-in-picture. TNT has this big thing about picture-in-picture. It is very hard to run a wrestling show in the 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock time frame and not have commercials. Commercials pay the bank. We know that AEW has a lot of momentum with people who came from WWE. The stars that they're creating, I mean, if you really think about it, not a single wrestler in the main event of Collision is from AEW. Juice Robinson and Switchblade come from New Japan. Samoa Joe comes from WWE. Previous to that, Impact or TNA. Previous to that, Ring of Honor. CM Punk comes from Ring of Honor to WWE to here. FTR go from NXT to a slight run in WWE, and now they're here in AEW. You have a main event with a flagship show filled with ex-WWE and New Japan. Like, think about it. 3/4 of the match was from people who worked at WWE. The show of Collision actually felt very much like an NXT 2 hours from NXT Black and Gold. It felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like AEW in the beginning of AEW. Lots of WWE competition there. But here's the thing. CM Punk comes out, cuts a promo. Cuts the same promo that we've heard CM Punk cut for the past 20 years. Right? Think about it. He's you know, from 20 years ago when he was Chick Magnet Punk all the way to now. Back when he was in Ring of Honor, made his way to WWE. It's the same promo. It's always been. It's the CM Punk promo. Love me, hate me, I'm the best. Look at me, you need me. You need me to survive. Establishment doesn't want to admit it, but they absolutely, positively need CM Punk, and here I am. Bask in my glory. Look at me. I'm CM Punk. It's the same promo. It's been the same promo for years. For years, it's been the same promo. And then you have this match, and you want to put CM Punk over. Okay. Makes sense. He came back. How could he lose? Pins Juice Robinson. Least to lose. Fine. But you have Jay White finally, hopefully, getting in that picture. And we have Dax Harwood kissing CM Punk on the forehead. Like, okay, fine. They're happy. We know that they're all friends. They've been friends. They're Bret Hart guys, whatever. Raise their hands victoriously. CM Punk has aligned himself with the AEW Tag Team Champions. But it really just felt like the same time it felt like when CM Punk came for the first time in AEW. I almost said NXT. In AEW. CM Punk wins. Says, I'm not going to lace my boots. And the biggest thing about the CM Punk promo, which it's a nod. Maybe it's not. I feel like it's a nod to Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels years ago was the Intercontinental Champion. He was out of WWE. He was still Intercontinental Champion. Never got pinned. Razor Ramon goes and wins the Intercontinental Championship. Then you have Razor Ramon and you have Shawn Michaels, and then you have a ladder match. The ladder match is considered, to this day, is one of the best ladder matches of all time, even though it wasn't the first ladder match. The first ladder match was actually Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. I believe it was at a house show. It was for VHS. So, anyway, Punk has he's got his little sack, right? He's got a little red sack, his black sack. It's a black sack, but he's got his little red sack. He's got his red sack, and he's in this sack is, you know what it is, and I never lost it, and I'm not going to lose it, and I'm not going to get rid of this red sack until somebody pins me for it. So it's a legit shot at MJF, which is interesting because if Collision is a show, and this is Punk's show, and the Elite are the Dynamite crew, MJF will eventually make his debut at Collision. You'll see the ratings go up again to maybe go back at CM Punk, but at the end of the day, CM Punk is he's CM Punk. And if you like him, then you love the promo. If you hate him, then you hated the promo. And if you're like me and you're a former fan of CM Punk, I wouldn't say former. I like CM Punk, right? He's good for the wrestling business. I think he's great for the wrestling business. Make no mistakes. I'm not hating on Punk right now. I think he's fantastic for the wrestling business. I think he's needed. I do think that it's a little stale, though. The gimmick, right? The gimmick of not having a gimmick, like Chris Candido, is that Punk is real, and that's the gimmick. And he knows how to work the crowd. He's one of the best talkers in the history of wrestling. Top three, right? To me, it's Rock, Austin, Punk. Not in that order. I'd have to really think about the order. But it might just be that order, actually, if you think about top three. CM Punk is one of the best talkers in the history of wrestling. He knows how to run the crowd. He owns the crowd. The crowd is literally in the palm of his hand every single time. So he gets the win. And CM Punk is back, doing what CM Punk does. The most interesting thing that I believe, in my opinion, is CM Punk and Samoa Joe sparking a little rivalry after all this. That would be nice. I'd like to see CM Punk and Samoa Joe again. Their 60-plus minute matches were amazing back at Ring of Honor. I have them in a DVD collection. I have a DVD collection of Ring of Honor matches from 2003 or 4, around there. Around the time of their, I have their first show on DVD too, but the collection really goes from like 2003 to like 2010, which is like peak Ring of Honor. I mean, really peak Ring of Honor is like 2004, 2005. I mean, after that, Nigel McGuinness is in my opinion the best Ring of Honor champion of all time. That's my opinion. Some people might disagree. That's fine. Some people say it was plenty of others. That's just my opinion. Some people say it was Samoa Joe. Some people say it was Bryan Danielson. It is what it is. But my opinion. But what do we do with CM Punk as viewers, as an audience? We receive more CM Punk things. And then eventually he'll rub somebody the wrong way. And then he'll be gone again. History is bound to repeat itself. if you have employees who don't get along, they all can't stay. That's just the way it works. So either Punk leaves again, or Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks leave. And we already know that WWE is chomping at the bit to get those three. We know that for a fact. Those three probably have an open invite. Because the Young Bucks versus the Usos is the match everybody wants to see. Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega is a match that everybody wants to see. Okay? So, is it possible that Punk drives them out? I don't think that's possible, because that would have happened. But the fact that they had to create a whole new show for Punk, I think that's bullshit. I don't think that really happened. I think that's just what people say. I think that they wanted a new show to get better ratings, to get more of an audience, and CM Punk is the perfect person to be on it. I don't think they created a whole new show for Punk. I think that they had a show in the works, and they said, okay, this makes the most sense to put Punk there. And you have JR, you have Kevin Kelly, and Nigel McGuinness. Very interesting broadcast team, because they all come at wrestling from like a sport background. Wrestling as a sport. It's not really a show, although Jim Ross, in my opinion, the greatest commentator of all time. All time. I mean, to me, it's like, for me, it's like Jim Ross, and then it's, I know people will disagree. To me, it's Jim Ross, and then it's Joey Styles, and then it's Michael Cole. That's just what it is. That's my opinion. That's what I think. So, Punk. He's Punk. He's going to keep being Punk. That's basically what I'm saying. So, let me know what you think in the comments. I just really felt like making a video about this. So, here it is.